Welcome to my channel BioQuest. In this lecture we will start diabetes mellitus and discuss a detailed introduction of diabetes mellitus. I will also explain how insulin is released from beta cells and how it works. So let's start with introduction of diabetes mellitus. What is diabetes mellitus? Diabetes mellitus is a chronic disease characterized by hyperglycemia. The key feature is hyperglycemia, which is rise of glucose in blood above the normal level. Diabetes is a Greek word meaning excessive urination, while mellitus is a Latin word meaning honey sweet. If we look at the collective meaning of diabetes mellitus, it will be excessive urination and increased glucose in urine. It is also a diagnostic feature of diabetes mellitus. Before going in depth of diabetes mellitus, it is very important to know how normal level of glucose in blood is maintained. Maintenance of normal glucose level in blood, which is 70 to 110 mg dl, is called glucose homeostasis. Insulin and glucagon are the main hormones released by beta and alpha cells of pancreas, which control the blood glucose level. Besides these hormones, cortisol, epinephrine and growth hormone also play role. Insulin decreases the blood glucose level when it is very high, while glucagon increases the blood glucose level when it is very low. Now we will discuss how insulin is released from beta cells of the pancreas and how this insulin lowers the glucose level when it is very high in blood. So let's start. As we all know, our food contains three basic components: carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. After digestion, these components are converted into their subunits. For example, protein is converted to amino acids. Lipid is converted to fatty acids. Carbohydrates are converted to glucose. As we are discussing diabetes mellitus, so we will focus on carbohydrates and their end product glucose. Glucose is absorbed into blood. If we are taking more carbohydrates in diet, more glucose absorption in blood occur. From blood, glucose is transported to different organs like liver, muscle and brain, which use it for energy. But the point here is that how they use glucose and how glucose is transported in cells from blood. There are two types of glucose transporters which transport glucose in cell. These transporters are GLUT4 and GLUT2. GLUT4 is insulin dependent, means it needs insulin to transport glucose, while GLUT2 is insulin independent, which do not need insulin to transport glucose into cell. As we know, insulin is produced and released by beta cells of pancreas. So now we will discuss how it happens. First, glucose enters the beta cells with the help of GLUT2. In the beta cells, glucose is broken down into ATP, and ATP level increases in beta cells. As a result, potassium channels on cell membrane close and depolarization occurs. Calcium channels open and calcium moves inside the cell. When calcium moves inside the cell, insulin stored in vesicles in beta cells moves out through exocytosis. Released insulin molecules enter bloodstream. This is all about how insulin is released from beta cells. Now both glucose and insulin are in bloodstream. From bloodstream, glucose has to move to different organs and cells. So let's discuss how glucose is transported into skeletal muscle cell. There are insulin receptors on which insulin binds. When insulin binds, some molecules activated inside the cell, which are insulin receptor substrate and phosphoinositol 3 kinase. Activation of these molecules move GLUT4 transporter towards cell membrane. This GLUT4 transporter transport glucose molecules from outside cell in bloodstream into skeletal muscle cell. This is the way how glucose enters different cells. I hope now you have better understanding of glucose transport and insulin release from beta cells. In next video we will proceed our actual topic, diabetes mellitus. Subscribe to my channel for more educational content, and if you have any query related to this topic, please ask in comments. Thanks for watching the video.